folks, thanks for joining me once again. So today we're going to do a homemade marinara sauce with pasta. This meal, if I did my math right, should be under $5. So I got my spaghetti. I got a little bit of leftover Parmesan. We're going to be using this tomato sauce, Members Mark. Bought both of these in big packs. Got some minced garlic in the fridge. A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. I do have some of this garlic and herb seasoning. You can use other Italian seasoning. And a little touch of cornstarch, and that's to thicken because normally I would use tomato paste, and I don't have any. So I'm going to make that, and I'm going to use a little bit of a splash of cream to take the acidity out of what I should be a homemade, almost like a vodka type sauce. So I'll be right back, and we're going to get to cooking. All right, the first thing I did is salt the boiling water for the pasta. So once this gets to a boil, I'm going to start heating up oil in this guy, and I'm going to start cooking the sauce while the pasta heats up. And I just realized I probably need a meat to go with this, so I'm going to go see what I have in the fridge. I have a little bit of ground beef left over from taco night the other night, so I'm going to use that as my meat for the pasta. And I'm going to get a can of green beans and get that cooking as well. All right, beautiful people. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of that minced garlic. So I heated up the olive oil a little bit to where it's a little bit aromatic. I think I need a little more oil there. And I'm still boiling the pasta water on the side. I kind of lowered it a bit so it didn't get ahead of me. So I'm gonna go and mince garlic. So I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons of this. Woo! And I'm gonna give that about 30 seconds or so. Then while I do that, get that nice and aromatic before it gets too bitter, I'm gonna throw in my tomato sauce. And these cans you can get really cheap. You didn't want to burn the garlic because then it gets bitter and it kind of messes everything up. Throw a little bit of garlic in there, so that's nice. And I'll probably should I do 2 cans? No, that looks like enough. So we will forego can number 2. I'm gonna raise that pasta heat a little bit. And then we're gonna give that about a minute. I made a bit of a mess here. Hang on. Ooh. My kitchen is always a mess, my friends. Always, but I do enjoy cooking. So, anywho, now we got this. We're gonna let this be happy. Got my green beans over here for a little bit of butter and salt. They're gonna be happy. And I'm gonna take this can away because I don't need the can anymore. So anyway, I'm gonna let this simmer a bit, and then I gotta start this pasta in a minute. And I'm gonna see if I wanna add a little bit more tomato sauce to this. But right now we got the basis for the marinara. Okay, so I'm letting this warm up a bit, and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of sugar. I'm using brown sugar on this one. And I'm gonna let that kind of mix in. And a little bit of Italian dressing. I'm gonna be using Mrs. Dash, so that has no salt. So if you wanna go no salt, the sauce should have salt in it, but I'm gonna throw a little bit of pepper in there anyway. And a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. This is very salty, so you don't need a lot. And I'm gonna let that kind of make friends over here in the pan. But again, you can do this very cheap. You can get a packet of spaghetti for as low as 50 cents, a can of tomato sauce. The garlic, you can make it fresh. You can buy it jarred. The jarring is easy. You stick it in the fridge and you can use it again and again. I mean, you typically, something like this, you only use a spoon or so. Let me get that pasta going though, so that doesn't get away from me. And I'm just cooking for one tonight. Mama and daughter, adult daughter, are working a farmer's market for my daughter's store, and she needed help, so mom's off in the boonies with her. So anyway, we're gonna let all this get acquainted and do happy things, and I will be right back. I'm gonna lower this a bit, and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of cornstarch mixed with water, and all that's gonna do is help me thicken a little bit since I don't have the paste. And then I'm also going to open that pasta water starting to boil, so we're gonna push that spaghetti down. And yes, I know this is a small pot. I didn't feel like boiling a big pot for a lot of pasta. I'm doing things with both hands. Watch me burn myself on my YouTube channel. What not to do when cooking with your preps. But there we go. All right. So a little bit of that. Make that kind of happy over here. And now we want to tame the acidity a little bit, right? So I can throw in parm. I can also throw in a little bit of half and half. So I'm going to throw in just a touch of half and half. Bloop, and a little bit here. Bloop, and that'll kill the acidity. It's almost, I forgot what it's called. It's not a carbonara. Oh, God, I can't remember. It's, you know, like the vodka sauces have a little bit of cream in there. No, this does not have vodka in it. We're going to let that kind of adjust. I'm going to get that pasta in that pot. Try not to burn my fingers on either side. Being ambidextrous does help because I write with my left and I throw with my right, so I'm used to using both hands simultaneously. So, I'm going to turn off the green beans because those got a little excited over here. And those are done. So I'm just going to let them sit in the hot pot for a bit. That's not going to hurt them. And we're going to let this pasta go down. I got a little bit of seasoning stuck on the back of the spoon, so I got to get that off and get it into the pot. And I made a mess again. Good job, Pete. Ta-da. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Okay. So, yeah, that's, got a little bit. I'm just going to get excited here. I got a little bit of leftover parm. I got dogs under me trying to sniff what Dad's doing. Take a little bit of parm. Do a little more because I like parm. And we're going to let that melt together. And then what I do, I'm going to taste to adjust. I'm going to give it a little taste here in a minute, see if it's too salty, too peppery, whatever. All right, so I've been letting this simmer a bit. What I did for the taco meat, since I wanted to repurpose that, put a little bit of olive oil in there. Heated the olive oil through the meat in there, and then I put some Italian seasoning. A lot of the Spanish seasoning and the Italian seasoning are not very different. They just have a different little flair to them. The Italian has a little more garlic, and then the olive oil base, obviously. So this marinara, I tasted it just now. It's really good. And it has that low acidity, but I threw that brown sugar in there and the Parmesan, and it has like a little bit of a sweet and like creamy texture to it. So it's really nice. Still working on the spaghetti, and I think I have wine open. And this is what happens when like the women leave in my family, because my son's apparently the same way, is we just start cooking. And usually we drink and eat, and then we get drunk, and then we can't drive to the store like we planned, so we have to wait an hour and watch a movie. So the dogs are already around me because they're like, Dad's cooking and everyone's gone. That means Dad's gonna drop spaghetti. And spaghetti's almost ready. So yeah, folks, you know, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of olive oil, a can of generic freaking tomato sauce. Instead of going to the store and spending, you know, $2, $3, $4, $5 on, you know, pasta sauce. And then they're usually these big ass jars, which you may not use if it's only for, you know, if you have a whole family, great, but it's sometimes a couple, right? Or maybe it's just you, like it is for me today. And you got all this extra product and you put it in the fridge, you forget about it. I'm making just enough for me. There might be enough left over for a little tidbit later on. So that pasta's looking ready. Folks, I'm gonna get to serving and straining, and I'm gonna show you guys a video of the very final. All right, folks, so that's it. That is a very simple, low-cost dinner. The spaghetti, I figure you get about $1 for a thing of spaghetti, $1 or less for the green beans. A can of tomato sauce, maybe another $1, 50 cents, I don't know. So let's just say it's $1 a piece. That's $3 there. I forgot to make my rolls, so I stuck a piece of bread there because I really don't care. And then, you know, some miscellaneous seasoning. I had some leftover beef. So let's say I made the beef for taco night. A pound of the meat was, I don't know, $4. And I'm using a quarter of that. So $1 for the meat. So $4, I made a meal. And I have a bunch of spaghetti left over. And there's my helper. And then I still have enough sauce. And I have green beans and beef left over. So technically speaking, I could have fed another person. Look, you know what? This is the kind of stuff we should be doing all the time. The more I think about it, this no EBT, you know, the government shutdown thing is really getting my brain going, well, wait a minute. Why aren't we trying to save this money all the time? And I know most of us are. If you're following me, you probably already do that, right? Because I don't know about you, I'm not a millionaire. Maybe one day I will be, but I'm not right now. And, you know, being able to make a good meal saves money, and especially if you have kids, just make 2 pounds of pasta. And the kids will stuff their face. I did forget my roll. So it is what it is. But hell, look, I hope that helped you guys out. Remember, get creative, think through things, look at what you got in the pantry before you go to the store, and you might be able to make something like this or something you like. Anyway, that's it for this one. You guys be good, be safe. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me. I'm going to try and do more cooking videos going forward because I do enjoy them, and I think y'all do too. And I'll see you on the next video. Be good.